Hey, this is Mitch again. This week we're going to go over the deadlift, okay? So just about everyone in here does some kind of a squat and some kind of a deadlift. Not everyone squats with the bar on their back, not everyone deadlifts with a bar. We do different versions of it, but the important thing is that it's one of the most, the deadlift in particular is one of the most fundamental movement patterns you can perform. Just a basic task of picking something up off the ground. And this applies to whether it's, in here we obviously use a weight. In life, it might be your kid, it might be a bag of groceries, a laundry basket, a pencil. So you hear a lot of times, I knew Joe from the office, he blew out his back picking up a pencil from the ground. Well, it wasn't the pencil that did it, it was the fact that he had some bad movement patterns that he kept performing over and over and over and over again, and then eventually that last time he picked up that pencil did him in. So what a deadlift is going to teach you to do is how to pick up something properly and go from there. The important thing to think about from an exercise standpoint is that deadlift works every muscle in your body one way or another. It's kind of similar to the squat in that way. It's a similar movement except the weight is distributed differently and the hip motion is slightly different as well. So we're going to demonstrate it with a kettlebell right here. So again, we've done this with a bar, we do it in a number of different ways. Today we'll just use a kettlebell for demonstration. So what you want to do is get the kettlebell right between your ankles, okay? So let me do it from the side so you can kind of see the angle here. A lot of times someone will try to pick something up like that. We want to get it as close to our body as we can, and I'll show you why. What we want to do from up here is get nice and tall. We want to push our hips back, grab the weight. So if you notice my position here, I'm not here. If I'm here, what happens? All the weight again goes right into my knees. We want to stay back, get the tension coming through your hamstrings. What that's going to do is it's going to distribute the weight. So it's not right here, it's spread around so that everything works. Okay, that's what we want. We want everything to work. Second thing, the main thing, the reason we want the ankle between our weights, the reason we want to use the weight between our ankles is so that we can keep our center of balance close to us. The reason for that is we want to make sure that we are in a good position here. So if you notice my back is in a neutral spot, and I can pick the weight up, very straight line, okay? What a lot of people will do is that they'll pick something up with the weight out in front of them. Now watch what happens when this happens. I'm down here, and now instead of coming straight up with the weight, notice the position of my back here. Okay, so when I come up, I'm not going to pick this up because I don't want to hurt myself, but when you come up, you get into this kind of motion as opposed to this kind of motion. Okay? So another thing we want to think about here is when we are at the bottom, sometimes people will be like this, kind of forward. What I like to say is wiggle your toes a little bit. Once you wiggle your toes, you're going to get back on it. You're going to be pushing more through the heel, which is going to keep that center of gravity right in the middle of our body, right where we want it. And that's the deadlift. That's how we want to pick up everything, from a suitcase, laundry basket, kids, whatever you got off the ground. Make sure you're keeping that chest up, push the hips back, make sure, again, you're loading up those hamstrings. Not here, here. Boom, right through there. So deadlift, great exercise. Thanks.